Hi students, welcome back to your 10th standard English class. I am Javmale Raj, assistant teacher MDES. Today we are going to discuss about the poem Jazz Poem 2 written by Carl Wendell Hines Jr. He was born in North Carolina. He graduated from Tennessee Agricultural and Industrial University in 1962. His verses have been hoisted as some of the best by contemporary writers. When the poet is writing the poem, he thought about the ancient mariner. The ancient mariner is a character in the poem, The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, written by Samuel Coleridge, in which a mariner kills an innocent albatross, a seabird which is considered as a bird of good omen by seamen. So, he was punished for his crime. The punishment was that all his life he has to keep on narrating to strangers how he had foolishly killed the albatross and what happened afterwards. Like the ancient mariner in Coleridge's poem, the old jazz musician feels he has a message for the people of the world. He is a pathetic figure, but at the same time, a commanding artist. He has the power in him to make the people listen, a gift that not many possesses. He is silent in speech, but eloquent in music. Now, look at your textbook. Jazz Poem 2 by Carl Wendell Hines Jr. There he stands, see, like a black ancient mariner, his wrinkled old face so full of the wearies of living is turned downward with closed eyes. His frayed collar, faded blue old shirt turns dark with sweat, and the old necktie undone drops loosely about the own old jacket, just barely holding his sagging stomach in. Yeah, his run-down shoes have paper in them, and his rough, unshaven face shows pain in each wrinkle, but there he stands, in self-brought solitude, yet still down eyes, still closed ears, perked and trained upon the bass line, for across his chest lies an old alto saxophone, supported from his neck by a wire coat hanger. Gently he lifts it now to parted lips, see, to tell all the world that he is a black man, that he was sent here to preach the black gospel of jazz. Now preaching it with words of screaming notes and chords, he is no longer a man, no, not even a black man, but a bird, one that gathers his wings and flies high, high, higher until he flies away, or come back to him, find himself a black man again. Before we get into a poem, I want you to know what's jazz music and how it has influenced all of us and how the poet has taken it himself. There is a lot of improvisation that is being done and everything is being put into practice. But this form of the art, that is jazz music, is always taken something not been accepted. But in modern time, it has been accepted as hip hop music. Now, the instrument the musician use here is saxophone. Let us go para by para now. Look at the first para. There he stands, see, like a black ancient mariner, his wrinkled old face, so full of the wearies of living, is turned downward with closed eyes. Here, the musician is standing there like the ancient mariner. The character in the ancient mariner is he is old, very thin, and has a tanned skin. Eyes are always bright. That is the ancient mariner. How is our musician here? He has wrinkled old face, wearies of living, means he has become very tired, no longer interested in anything in life, and keeps his head down. His eyes are closed because his mind is filled with the worries of life. Look at the second para. His frayed collar, faded blue old shirt turns dark with sweat, and the old necktie undone drops loosely about the worn old jacket. Here, the description of his clothes has been given in the second stanza. His collar is worn out. He wears a faded blue old shirt. It is looking dark with the sweat. Over his shirt, he wears an old jacket. The word old has been used many times here. It refers to the man's age as well as his shirt. Necktie and jacket were also very old and must have been worn by the jazz player for many years. It also refers to his being poor. The tie which he wore is also old. It has not worn properly. It is very loose. So everything is shabby. Look at the third para. Just barely holding his sagging stomach in. Yeah, his run-down shoes have paper in them, and his rough unshaven face shows pain in each wrinkle, but there he stands in self-brought solitude head. In this para, the old jacket barely held his sagging stomach in. His worn out shoes were stuffed with paper to keep up the shape of the shoes. His rough, unshaven face reflected pain, but still he stood there in solitude with his head down, as he felt that he did not belong there. Look at the fourth para. Still down eyes, still closed ears, perked and trained upon the bass line, for across his chest lies an old alto saxophone. Here in this para, there was not much change in the stature of jazz player, but his eyes look downwards, his ears are perked, and look at the saxophone hanging down from his chest. Look at the continuation. Supported from his neck by a wire coat hanger, gently lifts it now to parted lips. See, to tell all the world that he is a black man, that he was sent here to preach the black gospel of jazz. Here, the lines depict the black man lifting up his saxophone to his lips and playing the music. He is so immersed in playing it that it looked as if he was sent to preach the black gospel of jazz. Look at the last para. Now, preaching it with words of screaming notes and chords, he is no longer a man, no, not even a black man, but a bird, one that gathers his wings and flies high, higher until he flies away. or come back to find himself a black man again. Here, the black man plays his saxophone with screaming notes of chords. As the pitch of the music was raised, the man did not remain a man but became a bird who is flying higher and higher. The music took him to a higher place of another spiritual world where there are no differences between man and a man of any kind. Or maybe he comes back when his music comes to an end and finds that he is a black man again. Now, take down your homework, write the summary of the poem, Jazz Poem 2. Thank you.